Alright guys, got another video for you coming from Reckless RC. We are doing something on the axial spider that's kind of interesting. Now, if you want to go through water and mud and dirt with your tires, the way they are, you're going to have a problem. There's going to be water getting in, and then guess what happens then? The foam inserts are going to get soaked, and your wheel is going to wobble because they're going to get wet. So what I'm doing is I'm eliminating the foam inside the tire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tire apart. This is a bead lock. If you're not familiar with bead locks, I'll show you exactly what I mean by bead locks. It's not a regular tire like a Traxxas would be. This is glued. So the bead is glued to the rim on both sides. A bead lock tire, the bead is sandwiched between the front part of the hub and the back part of the hub by screws, which sandwich the tire in between. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart these two tires, and we'll be back in a second and I'll show you them disassembled. Okay, so now what I did, guys, was there's 6 screws on the back side of the tire, and I don't know if they're all the same, but this is how it is on the Scorpion. I don't know if you have maybe the Honcho or the Dingo. I don't know if they actually have the same kind of rims and bead lock setup. Now, I am going to tell you that I did get this idea from DJ Medic of RC Sparks or RC Adventures. I actually get a lot of ideas from him. He's actually very good with the hobby, and that's pretty much how I got into it, by watching him. So this is how your bead locks come apart. The back part of the hub comes out. The front part, you're going to have to work out of the rim. So, there you go. Your tire is now out. Then the front part slides out. So this is the middle of your rim, front, rear. Also what we're going to do, like I said before, take out the foam, put it aside. You can use it at a later date if you want to. And these have no specific direction, so you can put them whatever side you want the front to be. You can make the front of the rim. So then what you're going to do is, what I found is a good idea is, because when you put them back on, here's the one that's not done yet, you have the air escapes. So what I'm doing here is, now this one's actually acting like it's got air in it. What I did was I put tape, electrical tape, and I'm just simply going around the rim once or twice to cover the holes. That way it'll actually keep a little bit of air inside the rim, so it actually will give you somewhat of a realistic tire, like that actually has air inside. Now I did notice as well that these little nubs on the inside are getting in the way of me putting the bead locks back on. I don't know why, but I'm getting rid of them. You don't have to, but I am. So you just cut those two off, make sure they're flat with a cutting knife, being careful not to slice your finger off. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how to put the bead locks back together. Take a tire, insert this, you have to work this in there, get it in between. Bead locks are actually really cool rims because you don't have to worry about the mess of glue and all that stuff and then waiting for them to dry, and actually holds the rim in place quite nice. So what you want to do is you want to get that inside piece just inside the center. I'm going to choose let's see, this side for my front. What you're just going to do is you're just going to slide that piece right in. So now the top of the bead is laying underneath this piece. Flip it around, take the back piece, line it up with your holes, and just push it in place. Now you're going to put in 6 screws going in a star pattern. sure you do the star pattern. It's important so it doesn't make the wheels oblong or messed up or anything like that. So once you get all your screws back in, now you have a bead lock set up, and it actually will work and act like you have a tire filled with air. So you actually have a air-filled tire. And then just do the same thing on the fourth tire, and you're in business. Alright guys, so you saw how I just did that last tire. Like I said, you don't have to do this. I just found this was a better way after watching, like I said, DJ Medic of RC Adventures, RC Sparks. You guys should go check that out too. He does some cool stuff with builds and trail trucks and all types of advanced hobby stuff that normally you can't get with the like the Traxxas stuff and stuff like that. Traxxas, in my opinion, is fun to do and play with, but when you start getting into like the axials and the actual crawlers, that's when it starts to get fun, because there's so much that you can do with the crawlers and the trail trucks that is beyond what you'd really want to do with a RC truck. I mean, I've seen people put plows on them and winches and hydraulic lift beds and people make tow trucks and flatbeds and all types of stuff. So the possibilities are really endless. And I got all these ideas, like I said, from watching DJ Medic over at RC Sparks and RC Adventures make these videos. So I would go check that out. What I'll try to do is I'll try to put a link in the video description if I can, of where to check that out. And that's another video on how to do your bead locks. And just like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.